Inspired by their truly exceptional finds in Stratford, a few days later the boys are back on the road in the hope of finding more extraordinary items. This time they're driving 120 miles to Sheffield. And where better to dig for hidden treasure than the Silverware factory that manufactures a range of items from photo frames to cutlery.
So today we're off to see some people called Cars Silver. We've been up here to how many cutlery places. They've been a rich sort of hunting ground for us, but this one is one of grander establishments there. So as usual with any sort of large old manufacturing, there's a few choice bits that we could get out of there. Cars are all about the craftsmanship of the pieces, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing close up.
Craftsman.
Ours is Britain's biggest silverware manufacturer, probably Europe's biggest silverware manufacturer. We sell cutlery in our own shop in Harrods. We also make a lot of silver picture frames and silver plated picture frames. The processes we use are still based on the old-fashioned crafts, the way things were made hundreds of years ago. We're looking forward to Drew and T coming around today. I'm sure there'll be lots of interesting things for them to see and experience, and hopefully something for him to buy as well. Welcome to Cars.
How are we? You OK?
Yeah, very good.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Come on in.
Let's have a look around.
We've got plenty to show you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Now, we've been to a lot of this type of factory all over in and around Sheffield. This one is like the daddy of them all.
Wow.
These are our current working stock.
Wow, this is Indiana Jones stuff, isn't it? Factories have always made money for me. You know, traditionally, I've gone in there and we've cleared huge quantities of tables, chairs, lamps. Table knife, Jesmond table knife.
Nice pattern, Jesmond.
But there's also an edge here that they do produce very beautiful, decorative, expensive objects as well.
So, that's a cutlery blank that's just punched out of a piece of steel. But what Jason's doing is actually knocking the patterns into the shanks.
OK, these are the moulds for it. What do you call that?
These are dies and forces.
So what?
Dies go in the bottom, forces go in the top.
How long does one of them last?
It depends. Theory, forever.
Yeah. But
There can be faults in the material that you'll find out after 1,000 and that whole thing will crack. Now we've got something for you to look at to buy, if you like.
Ah,
Perfect.
all right, OK.
Excellent.
Okay.
So, you were asking how long dies last and what happens when dies get broken. The die dies, it goes to the die cemetery.
Oh, look at that one. Oh, blimey.
Heavier than you think.
Oh, look at that.
That's cut out by hand.
Is it?
Yeah, from a solid piece of steel. Even the foam is cut into it by hand.
Wow, what a thing.
They're beautiful things just to have.
It's a hell of a doorstop, isn't it?
It is.
Your door will never shut again. You'll have no problem with it working as a doorstop.
I didn't realise they were done by hand, either.
Yeah.
God,
Fish serving fork. That's what that is.
How did the fish use the cutlery?
With the fins. How do you think they use the cutlery?
So Dave leads us to a place right at the back of the factory underneath the staircase there, and it's full of unused and damaged presses and dies. Decorative objects, they're very beautiful. They're also nice to handle and they have a great weight to them. Once I'd brought 2 or 3 or 4 out, it became obvious that the nicest thing and the best thing to do with these is just put a tiny collection together and sell them as one. That one's got somebody's name engraved on it.
All die sinkers put the names on.
Yeah, Liz is a hell of a skill.
Fraser Williams
Yeah.
is in the next room.
Is he?
He is.
These cutlery dies are hand-carved out of a special steel, hardened with carbon alloys. Known as tool-grade steel, it's much tougher than standard steel. The dies need to be incredibly strong to hold their shape whilst the cutlery is stamped out. In Drew's eyes, pieces like this can have numerous practical or decorative uses, from doorstops to bookends, or as a collection of small sculptures. Sold together, they could be worth around £240.
Today, what's its retail value as just that piece in a shop? 25 quid. That's probably what it's worth as a retail thing. So I need to be buying that for a tenner.
Drew and T are enjoying a private tour of Cars Silver, a huge factory in Sheffield manufacturing silverware.
Oh, look at that one.
Drew's been offered some discarded steel cutlery dies, which he thinks will appeal to his customers as decorative works of art.
Today, what's its retail value as just that piece in a shop? 25 quid. That's probably what it's worth as a retail thing. So I need to be buying that for a tenner.
Yes, I'm happy at that.
Yeah, OK. 80 quid.
Happy days.
Happy days. Thank you very much.
Before they look at the next item for sale, Drew wants to say a quick thank you to the craftsman who made one of his dies, Fraser Williams.
I think I've just bought something of yours out there.
Probably.
Have I?
Yeah, one of your old dies is done.
Have I? Yeah, oh, that's brilliant. We never get to meet the people who actually make this stuff, so that's great, yeah. So you sign all your work?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I would too.
Today, Fraser's busy carving out a new die for their latest range of cutlery.
Are you really doing that by hand?
Yes. Yeah, with hammer and chisels, scrapers, griffles.
Nobody's made that before.
No.
That shank there, nobody's made that before.
God.
Well, you're indispensable then, aren't you?
Well, I'm the only one. And I'm
I'd ask
full.
for a pay rise if I were you.
Can have two.
Right, we better leave you to it.
OK, thank you.
Let's carry on.
Bye.
See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Next stop is the polishing shop. The company creates around 500 pieces every day, and each one is hand-polished to give a flawless mirror finish.
And they're never going to be as clean as that ever again.
Never, ever, ever.
Never, ever.
Never, ever again. You cannot clean it like a polishing spindle does.
Beautiful. Wow.
In addition to the cutlery, the company produces other silver and silver-plated pieces.
So these are the resin jigs that we use for polishing picture frames. So we make a resin jig exactly of the inside of the picture frame, which you can then put your picture frame on and polish away. So these are some older ones from frames that we don't do anymore.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like blank mirrors.
yeah.
That's nice. See that
Yeah.
little one down there? Hey, great, look at that. There's something about having a mirror that's not a mirror.
That you
But
can't see
that's-
anything.
Yeah, that's so strange.
Each of these jigs has been produced to polish just one style of frame. An identical pattern is embossed into the resin so that the front of the frame, without its backing, can sit perfectly on top, allowing the intricate detailing of the silver to be polished without causing dents and imperfections. Drew thinks they could work particularly well hung together as an unusual decorative display. Sold as a collection, they could be worth around £200.
Tenner each?
They're worth more than a tenner each, to be perfectly honest with you. They are. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 100 quid for the 4.
Fine.
Is that all right?
Sold.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Yeah. Dave says 40 quid. It's not really fair. Give him 100.
Fantastic.
And then you realise just how big it is and how important they are to our silver trade in this country. I've seen things here today that are going to Hong Kong, America, going into Harrods. Where else are you going to get that? Purchases today, interesting, odd, strange, one-off, small collections that you can't get anywhere else.
We've had a thoroughly enjoyable day. It's always nice to show somebody around the factory. It's things that we see every day. They're not unusual to us. It's lovely to be appreciated as a craftsman and for somebody to come round and see everything that we do. A good time had by all.
There you go, well, that was good.
It was.
I enjoyed Cars Silver immensely. Superb. Lovely people.
Yes, and it's always interesting going places like that, isn't it?
Well, you learn something new. I think that's whenever you go somewhere like that, you're gonna learn something, and I did. I learned a lot, to be